Hey Fruit Faces, it's Clary Berry here. Just kind of wanted to update you guys on what I have been eating lately since I haven't been showing you very much at all. Um, Basically, the whole going raw, going mostly raw thing, going really close to raw didn't happen yet again. I tried to be a little bit more prepared this time, but I just it's not happening. It's not happening right now. It's too hard for me to, as a mom, to cook a cooked meal and not eat it all. To cook a cooked meal and then turn around and to try to, have my raw meal. It's just, I definitely feel like I would be and could be doing it if I didn't have kids, and I don't want to just blame it all on them. But yeah, it's difficult. I think it's a money thing and it's also a time and effort thing. I'm not going to sit here and make one meal, then clean up after it. And then, honestly, I'm going to have to make two meals for myself anyway because it's, not enough. And then I have to make another one or two meals for them. I mean, it's too much effort, even if I have everything almost already prepared, which I wouldn't because I'm not that good at planning ahead. So, anyway, and the kids need bulk, they need a lot to eat right now. They're growing boys, and I can't ask them to go raw. I've having them going vegan is a huge step for them in the past year or so that they've taken with me. And overall they eat very well. So I'm not really worried about a little extra pasta or a little extra, especially now that the weather is turning back cold. We do so well on rice, and I was doing well on it. And really, the only reason that I wanted to go that step further was to try to lose more weight. And the funny thing about it is that I actually, every time I go raw, I end up gaining some weight. And I think that it has to do with the fact that, I'm not doing it right. I'm not eating enough. I'm not able to get enough calories in, yada, yada, yada. So I end up binging on higher fat items like grilled cheese or four avocados or whatever you guys have seen me do in the past few months. And that type of stuff doesn't happen. I may be more hungry on a daily basis, but it's good that I'm eating more on a daily basis because then I don't get so undercarbed again that I'm going for fat. Because with me, at least with me, fat just doesn't work with my body. And I think that, whether it was conscious or subconscious, when I go right now to that raw side, I go a little bit to the calorie restriction side, not purposefully, maybe completely accidentally, but I do. And another thing that I just kind of wanted to talk about this was the whole scale thing, because that's another thing that kind of gets me over to that calorie restriction subconscious mentality, which is really hard to get rid of. I didn't even have a full blown ED ever in my life, but I still struggle with this subconscious calorie restriction. I mean, as I definitely would fall into the category of the 75% of women who have disordered eating, I would say. So, with that much going around, it's part of our culture. It's part of everyday advice to, starve ourselves basically. So it's really difficult to get out of that mindset. And even after 2 years, as a woman, as a vegan woman who knows damn good and well that calorie restriction is not the answer, I still catch myself wanting to slip over into that mentality. And one of the things that I've found that helps with that is really finally kicking the scale to the curb. And I know I've talked about this before. I've mentally mentally done it. I said I don't need a scale. I'm only on it just to check, just to keep track, just so I can answer people's questions about my weight or whatever like that. But the thing was is that I didn't change my goals surrounding the pounds. You know what I mean? I still had this number in my head that I had ingrained so much that I still was counting pounds. And when you're counting pounds, it just doesn't even make sense because it has to do with how much water you're taking in, how much food you're eating in. It doesn't matter what kind of food, it still all weighs something. And that is dangerous. It's dangerous, period, but especially when you're trying to do this lifestyle. You just get sucked into it. And so you need to make sure if you're like me and the scale's bad and you still kind of flirt with it a little bit, tuck it away once a month, really get it out of here. And mine's still in my bathroom. but I am doing it this time. I'm going to put it in my closet. And you know what you need to focus on instead are fitness goals and maybe measurement goals or picture goals. If you're focused on a picture that you're going to take, then chances are you're not going to be starving yourself. You're going to be like working out, trying to get that shit tight, because we all know you could starve yourself and still be all flabby. If you're focused on a fitness goal, it's just the best of the best, then you're focused on beating your last week's score, your last month's score, miles, whatever it is, and that's some of the funnest thing to do, like figure out how many miles am I doing now? Where do I want to be? How much time is this going to take? When can I fit it into my schedule? Those are things you need to focus on and look at and not, oh, how can I, because inevitably your brain is not going to want to go there, but you could end up restricting food and worse, restricting water just to try to hit a pound scale goal. You don't want that. You want to be going towards something, not running away from something. What you focus on flourishes. So if you focus on the fat, then you're going to have more fat. If you focus on the pounds, you're going to have more pounds. But if you focus on miles, you're going to have more miles. If you focus on fitness, you're going to have more fitness. So seriously, don't do like I did and just be like, oh, my scale's not really that bad. Your scale really is that bad. Have measurements, get the measurement tape out, and then, you can focus on, getting those abs tight and trim, and getting that, that fat melted off with your cardio rather than just, not eating. So find what works for you. You kind of see what I'm saying. I'm throwing out some different ideas, but just make sure that you're not letting yourself slip back to that mentality and change your goals for the most part. You don't need a number, that you are trying to aim for. Get that out of your head no matter what it takes and have a new, number. Like I said, whether it's measurements or whether it's a date that you're going to do your before and after picture or fitness goals are the best or all of the above, but just kick that scale to the curb and you'll be happier. And yeah, that's what I'm doing basically. And I'll talk more about what my specific goals are coming up. If you guys want to hear more about those, let me know down below. And don't forget to eat your fruit.